Hi, Jody Mackey with GirlOnFire.Life. If you have a lot of low shots consistently, there are a few different issues on the reasons why. One of them is you're not understanding the ultimate mechanics of the trigger. Two, you're not essentially dry firing as much as you should be in the correct way. And three, it can also be your particular firearm. I dry fire a ton of firearms that come out of the box that are, older. People have had them for years, but a lot of the new ones, what I'm really experiencing, especially my instructor level courses, is that the manufacturers are being a little bit sloppy with the triggers so that they're not consistently smooth. There are extra walls in the trigger. If you have an extra wall or two or three in your trigger, it's going to facilitate you being too aggressive with the trigger because it's sticky and your shots will end up going low. Most of the time when I tell people that's their situation, they never had any idea that that was the case. If you do a very slow trigger squeeze, you'll be able to feel if there's multiple walls within that one trigger squeeze. If you're going to dry fire that from then forward, I would always go to the last wall and start your trigger squeeze there so you can become familiar with it so that when you're actually firing the gun, you can start at that last wall and you're going to have less of those low shots as long as you're doing the rest of your trigger squeeze correctly. Now, again, some are designed to be sticky, which really to me makes absolutely no sense because if your trigger squeeze is not smooth, it's going to ending up low because it's not easy to not be aggressive and go with momentum on your trigger. But ultimately, the gunsmiths can fix some of these. They can polish them in some situations. You can put in drop-in triggers and change the triggers. So there's different things that you can do if you discover that you do have that. Or you can just learn how to live with it and make sure you know where that last wall is. But it is something that you want to be intentional about really feeling because it does affect your shots. And especially if you get frustrated by consistently seeing those low shots. In my book, The Mackey Method, that is now downloadable on the GirlOnFire.Life website, I detail how to never have a low shot with your particular firearm, and I go into the mechanics of the trigger at another level so that you really have a better understanding of exactly what you are doing so that you're able to ultimately fix it. Like, I find that most people don't understand the concept of the mechanics of the trigger, which is a problem because then how are you supposed to implement the proper behavior to consistently get those accurate shots? So you can access that on the website, but truly take your firearm and do that slow dry fire in your safe location, no live ammunition, and really feel if you have those multiple walls within that trigger because that's probably one of the issues that are causing your consistent low shots. Jody Mackey, GirlOnFire.Life.